Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new project. I will have a walkthrough video so you'll be able to see what we're making, but we are going to get started and I want to show you what I have to work with, which is a lot. And I'm sure I'm going to be doing multiple projects with these collections, but I want to show you what I have. This is the new version of Alice, which is Through the Looking Glass. I have one 12 by 12. Okay, and then I have, this is the 10 sheet 12 by 12. Then I have the 22 sheet 12 by 12. And what this is another set of Through the Looking Glass and also the original Alice, which is in Wonderland. So I have the 22 sheet, which has Wonderland and Looking Glass, and then I have one 12 by 12 that is Looking Glass. So let me set that aside. Okay, then I have two 6 by 6s, one for Wonderland, one for Looking Glass. I have the 8 by 8 Alice background selection, which I know I'm going to be making use of that in this one. And then I have two of the Alice Looking Glass, 8 by 8. Okay, so those are the papers. I also have the collectibles, which I love these. I've used them in several of the other projects I've done for, with different collections. But they are just sheet after sheet of things that you can fussy cut. They're great. So I have those and I know I'll be using those. Additionally, I have got the chipboards. And I have both of them. There's two of them. So I have this one and this one. I have rice papers. I have this one and this one. And I have the die cuts. Okay. And I am intending to use Kraft cardstock. So that is, I think, everything that I have. I think I'm going to be doing some fussy cutting tonight to get ahead because I'm planning on using quite a bit of fussy cutting. Alright, so let me set these aside for the moment. I don't even know what I'm going to need to have handy because I don't know what I'm going to use today yet. Hang on. Now, let me pull out. Alright, so I have already made all my base pages. I meant to leave one aside to show you how to do it, and I forgot. But I do have a video. Let me grab one of these collections. Hang on a second. So ever since Wonderland, the original Alice, came out, I've kind of had in my mind, let me go back here, there is, both of the collections have this calendar sheet, and I really wanted to do something with that. So we're doing a yearbook, which we'll have 12 pages. And I actually saw one on Stamperia's Instagram from one of their designers. I can't remember which one. That was really pretty. I'm obviously not going to copy her design, but it was kind of nice to see another one because I felt like with Alice, almost everybody made pop-up books, which I love, but that wasn't what I wanted to do. So here are the base pages. They are 8 inches tall by 6 inches wide. What you can do is cut 6 pieces that are 8 by 6 and 6 pieces that are 9 by 6 and use the video that I have in my Construction Basics playlist to make your pages. And lately what I've been doing is cutting all of my pages the same size. So I cut 12 8.5 by 6, and I don't know if you can see, I scored the short edge of all of them on one end at a 1/2 inch and then put them face to face so that there's a tab on one and a tab on the other, and I just put them together. So you can do it that way. It doesn't really matter. You can do it however you like. So I'm going to set all of these aside except one. And do it that way. I have no idea what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do, I mean, I lie. I have an idea. I'm just going to wing it as we go, though. So let me grab a couple things and we will get going with this paper. Oh, I'm back because I forgot to mention. I think I'm going to use this die. This is from Graphic 45. It's their folder die. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can make your own folders, and when we get to it, I'll give you the measurement. But I'm just thinking, in order to, because I'm limiting myself basically to one photo per page, other than the inserts, that I might do something with this as well as an additional insert. So there's that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my die because I'm setting that aside. All right, so this piece that I've just cut is 8.5. Say 8.5. Okay, 7 1/4 by 8.5. And I'm going to put the 8.5 here, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Okay, and then I am going to score. This is the 7 1/4, and we are going to score that at a 1/2 inch. Turn it and score it at a 1/2 inch. Then we are going to fold it like this, and my scissors. And this is the fold, and I'm just going to trim the corners up to the score line, like that. So now we have this situation, okay? And we are going to, on one side, it doesn't matter which, we're going to remove this tab, okay? And I'm going to do that with, if I can find it, there it is, my small paper trimmer. Because I want it to look reasonably neat. Okay. And then we'll do the same on this side. Okay, so now we have, of course this paper trimmer doesn't do a very neat job, but hopefully yours does better. Does it look better on this side? No, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we have this set up, and we're going to trim these corners as well. Okay, and those are going to go back like this and like that. Okay, so what this is going to do, let's grab that, is this is going to create a card on the front like that, that also has a pocket. I'm not going to put a gusset here, we're just going to glue this down, so it's not going to be a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's not going to hold a lot, okay? But what I'm thinking is one of these will fit in it, okay? So that's that. And before we can do that, we're going to need to put some things on the base. Alright, so I've been playing around trying to decide what I'm going to use, and I think I'm going to use this for the front of the card, and I'm going to cut it out. But I wanted to show it to you before I cut it out. It's from the 8x8, and you can see it's Alice stepping through, and it says through the looking glass. And if you flip it over, it has her reversed on the other side. It says through the looking glass and what Alice found there. So I think I'm going to, because I have two 8x8s, I haven't decided, but I may use the other 8x8 with the reverse here. But for now, I'm just going to cut this out and use this for the front of this card. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to need one of the Januaries. And I have to decide what scale do I want. Do I want from the 8x8 or from one of the 12x12s? I think I want the 8x8. That looks, I mean, the only part that's going to be showing is the actual, well, 8x8 or 12x12. Well, it doesn't matter. I can mix it up. So I'm going to cut an 8x8 maybe, because I do want to put some other things. So let me cut it from here and we'll see. If I don't like it, I can always cut it from the 12x12. Okay, and we have January. I think we're just going to tuck that in the side along with probably some other things. All right. And I am going to do some fussy cutting from the collectibles and possibly from the inside back covers, and then I will be right back. I'm back. I actually started recording this yesterday, and then I realized I just was not going to get very far until I did some fussy cutting. So what I have here, this will go in a 3-ring binder, and it's a zipper pocket, and I've got all my die cuts and fussy cuts in here except for these tiny ones. I need to find a smaller thing for those. And I've got a couple here that I have to put in. But what I did is I took the collectibles, which I have and I showed you, and I went through and I just spent last evening cutting. Now there were a few I didn't. Obviously front cover I didn't. I didn't cut this one out because it wasn't reversible like a lot of them. And I thought I might want to use this side, so I didn't cut that. Same with this. I figured if I want one of these, I can cut it, but it has a print on the back. And I didn't cut the cards because I didn't think I would use them, but now I'm kind of regretting that I didn't. But I can cut these on my trimmer. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. And I didn't cut the chess set. So those are the only things I haven't cut. Let me pull out. Okay. So we have this, which is kind of where we left off. And what I have, so we have this for the background. I'm going to use this. And then we have our card that we made. And this is going to go on the front. And I think I'm going to use this from the collectibles and just cover where it says through the looking glass with that. Maybe on some chipboard to give it a little height. Maybe not. I haven't decided. I think I might though. And then I have this little chess piece, which I thought I might put there. And the only thing is I kind of wanted something else behind. And that's where I was thinking of the cards. I think I mentioned that I was inspired by one that I saw, an album that I saw on Stamperia's Instagram. And I'm sorry, I do not know who made it. If I can find it, I'll try to link it below. It was a more of a mixed media kind of thing, and obviously I don't want to copy somebody else's stuff. But I do remember there was a page where he or she had used the cards underneath, and that's why I'm wondering maybe if I want to do that. Rather than cut like big pieces, I could just have the cards sticking out. So I'm going to cut a couple of those. Okay, so probably I didn't fully cut that one. These have little rounded corners, but they're rounded too small for me to use one of my trimmers on, so I'm just going to round those with my scissors. Okay, there may be a little edit there because I record on my phone, and for a change, I didn't have a problem with my phone, but it's my only camera, and my cats just did something so insanely adorable that I needed to take a picture of it. It is what it is. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to use Vintage Photo as my ink here. And then let's... that. And I don't know if I'm going to use these or all of these or what, but I'm going to grab them. And I may use this side. And I want to do this. Where's the top of my ink? This. Okay, now one thing we need to be aware of. When we put this down, and remember we have our tabs, and that's going to make a pocket, and I'm going to insert several things underneath here, and that means they're going to be here, so whatever you put in the pocket could hit them. So we need to make sure that they are well glued down, and I'm trying to decide if I want to glue them down to the base or if I want to glue them to the actual pocket. I don't think it matters as long as they're well glued down. Okay, but I do know that this is going to go here and there will be nothing underneath that, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. Get that done. I do not have a baby wipe handy. I'll have to grab one. And I think, but I'm not sure, that I'm going to put a magnet on the inside of this. Some of them we may use a tie or something like that, and I'm going to put this one down as well because I know I'm not putting anything under this. But anyway, for this one I think I'm going to use a magnet. It up to make sure it's straight. Looks good. this here. I'm trying to decide if I want to lift it up or if I just want to put it there. I think I'm going to lift it or just push it up enough so that it's hanging over that top of the little bit. And we can see this design here. Okay, we're going to do this. I'm dithering because I can't decide what I want to do. Let's lift it up. I think we should. Okay. Okay. I'm just getting a vague idea how big a piece I need. And I want to cut it right about there. Okay. Oh, duh, they're reversible. Okay, I want it that way. All right, so I'm going to put that there. And then I'll add a couple of small pieces around it. Let me just double check. Yeah, I like it the way I had it. Okay. Right, so put that in the middle. And I've got some. Put that like that. Slide that up so you can see. And another corner for the bottom. And then a couple of narrow straight pieces on the side. I used to have black chipboard that I did these with. That way they didn't show. But I ran out and I just never bought any more. You could also touch up the edges with a black Sharpie or something, but I mean, I think it's fine. Okay, there. Yeah, I'm glad we did that, just to give it a little height. And let me just, yeah, I just want to make sure I don't put the part with the cardboard sticking up. Now, before I attach these items down, we need to decide exactly what I'm going to put underneath it, and we need to put tape here. So I'll grab my tape. And my tape tool. And then here, I wasn't going to put anything. I was just going to glue this down, but now I'm thinking maybe I should make a gusset for that so we have the full volume of the pocket. Why not? Only take a second. All right, so I need a piece to do that. Put this here. Hang on. 1 inch wide by 6 inches long. Okay, hang on. Let me cut a piece 1 by 6. And I'm just going to score that right down the middle at 1/2 inch. Whoop. Whoa, what was I doing? If I'm not paying attention. Okay. And tape. Fold it in half and cut off the corners. There. All right. So what we are going to do is just place this right here, and it's shorter than the length, but that's fine. That's how we cut it, and just center it. Hang on. Let's make sure we're putting it on the correct side. On this side, yes. And you don't have to do this. You could just glue this straight down without having this gusset, but it's going to give us a little extra space in that pocket. Okay, there. So this is going to go here. And I know we're going to tuck this underneath somewhere. I think right about there. That's where I originally stuck it, so I think I'm just going to go with it. And now this doesn't have to be centered. I mean, it could be down here, you know, it can be wherever we want. I need to leave space for this, which is going to be hanging off the side, so that's about as far over as we would want it. And let's look at those cards. Now, if I use that side of that card, it blends in a little bit, but if we put those maybe like that, just to give a little extra texture there, that looks good. And then that goes there, and that goes there. Leaves a little space there, or we could put it up and center it top to bottom. I think that's better. I think we have enough going on. Okay, so I'll slide these over. That one, those don't matter. And I know that this, the only part of this that's going to show is this, so I can cut a little of that off, which will give me less to interfere with whatever's in the pocket. So let's do that. Let's double check it for location. Right there is pretty good. Right about there. Did I ink it? I did. Just kind of winging it. All right, get those out of the way. putting it down. I've got a lot of glue on it, so it'll move for a second. Okay, that'll work. Then let's figure out the cards. Do we want them like that, or do we want them more down by the calendar? I think I kind of want them spread out a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them to each other. You know what? Hang on a second. My board is magnetic, which is very helpful. I realize you might not have a magnetic board, but you should be able to manage. If you do want a board like this, I have a discount code below. And the reason I'm gluing these together, and I can move that once I have them that way, is I can cut them so that I don't, the same way I did the calendar page, to try to reduce some of that bulk. If I want, but now they're all together. So let's put this back. It's going there. These are going there, right? I don't want to cut too much, but I can cut some of that just to, like I said, because that's going to be inside that pocket and it might interfere a little with stuff that's going in and out of the pocket. So the less interference we have, the better. And I could take quite a bit more off, I think. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Maybe right about there. I just want to get a little more visual interest. Of course, this thing is now stuck to my board. I just want to get these where I want them, and then I can glue them the rest of the way. That anymore for now. Yeah, come on. There we go. You don't have to cut that extra off if you don't want to, but I just felt like I should. And I'm just running a ton of glue right up under here, and I know I'm going to have to wipe a lot of it off. I just want to make sure that it's down so that whatever goes in the pocket doesn't catch too much on a loose spot. Like right here, I've got a loose spot. because that would just be really annoying. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that is going to look nice. Right, I think we can go ahead and put this down. So I'm just pulling back this one corner. And I think that's a good height. That down, and of course we still have to do whatever we're going to do in there, and we have to add the magnets, but let's go ahead and add our outside elements. So we have this is going right here. This is hanging over just a little bit there at the top on purpose. Okay. Make sure that's straight. And it is. And then we're going to put the chest piece. I can't decide if this is the king or the queen. I think it's the king. And I'm not sure. It might be the queen. Okay. And I'm going to hang that over a little bit off the edge. Do I want it off the bottom as well? It's not reversible, so I don't want too much of it hanging off. Just a little bit. I'm just putting it just at the bottom. It is not overhanging, and just a little bit is overhanging the side because it isn't reversible, and I don't want too much just plain white showing. Cute. January. Okay, let's put the magnet before I forget. There. Okay, and I need a scrap. Now, there is an easier way to do these magnets than the way I do them. I should show you. I keep meaning to show you. I always do them the hard way because it's just the way I always do them, and once I learned the easier way, it didn't matter because I was just so used to doing them the other way. That's how I did them. But what you do is just cut a piece of tape, and you want it to end up like that, right? So if you just put it over the other one and then let your magnet stick, you know how I'm always putting the tape on and then trying to peel that tiny piece of tape? If you just do that, it really is easier. I just never think to do it because I'm so used to doing it the other way. I'll try to get in the habit of doing it that way because it is much easier. One of you once asked me, like, Christina, why are you doing it the hard way? I don't know. I'm just used to it. Sorry. Okay. And she was very sweet about it. She just thought I didn't know how to do it. And I really didn't until she told me. And then that was like, I think years ago. And I never, just never changed. Okay. I really like that. That is fun. All right. January. Done. I'm going to put February here. Okay. I am going to gather the things we need for February and be right back. I am jumping in here because I want to tell you that I changed something in the course of construction, which you'll see. I'm going to show you the whole thing. But when I was making this page originally, I had not intended to add a gusset to this side of the pocket that we made. So we made it in kind of a convoluted single piece way. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. And if you want to make it that way, make it that way. But I did change my mind and add a gusset here, which means this is essentially a standard pocket with a flap, which will be much easier for you to put together. So I'm going to show you, I have a piece here. I'm going to give you the measurements in the cutting guide for a piece that is 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. Score it on 3 sides, trim out your corners, and that'll give you a pocket piece. Okay, and then I'm going to have a piece 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. Score it. This is your 4 3/4. So score down one side at a 1/2 inch, and attach that. Like you'll fold this over. I can actually do it. Hang on. So you'll have trimmed out your corners. I mean, you don't have to do it this way, but it'll be a lot easier if you do it this way than the way I ultimately ended up doing it. So you'll fold that over, okay? And these will fold over as well. So you've just got a pocket. We've made a lot of pockets in different books, just like this, okay? And then you're going to take the flap piece that you made and just attach it along this left side so that it opens like this. This is what we're making. And the way I'm going to make it is a little more complicated. It's fine if you want to make it that way. But if you want to make it the easier way, do it the way I just told you, okay? All right. On with the progress with the book. Okay, so I just interrupted making this to make the little video that you will have seen at the beginning, showing the easier way to do page 1 than the way I just showed you. But we are going to need another pocket for this side, which is February. So it's the one that I just showed you. It is going to be 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. Score 2 short sides, 1 long side. Trim your corners, and that will be our pocket. Trim those, okay. And then we're going to need 2 flaps, and I have, as you can see, already chosen all my mats. And the mats, the flaps are 6 3/4 by 4 1/4. Score 1 short end. Put that back in. And this is the other one, and it is the same size. I may end up trimming a little bit of length on either of these, maybe both. And these are the mats that I have. So I have this one on this side, and then on this side, but of course it's going to, hang on, it's going to go like this, so it'll be straight up and down. And then I have this one here, like that, and then that'll flip that way. And this is actually the bottom of this mat. This is the 12 by 12, so this one and this one are just the same piece, cut in half. And then I'm going to put this one on the front of the pocket, okay? So let me see, and then I have that, and this is from the patterns, the backgrounds pad. And the rest are from the 22 sheet 12 by 12. Okay, so we're going to do that after. And I'll have to put a magnet as well. I'm just getting an idea. All right. Okay, so this is going to go on the front of this one. And these are all inked with Vintage Photo. And these are, because well, this one is fine in terms of size. The two that are going on the inside are a little short just because they should have been 6 1/8. But of course I couldn't get two 6 1/8 out of the same spot on that sheet. So okay, just picking it up so I can see it. Okay. And before I put this mat down, I'm going to need a magnet there, so let's do that. And so you need to be really careful with these flaps. So this is going at the top, it's going to flip up. So this mat has to go like this. Okay, with the hinge at the bottom. And as I mentioned, these are a little short, but I'm going to put them further down and leave a little bit more of the gap up here, just in case I ultimately end up needing to trim, which I shouldn't on this one, but just in case, that's where I'm going with it. I'm sorry for the racket. My cats have the zoomies, or at least one of them has the zoomies. Okay, and then this is going to go on here. Okay, and might as well put it on. So it's going to go here at the top, and I'm just going to fold these over. Oh, hang on. Before I put that down, I do want to trim those corners. Okay, try that again. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then when that lifts up, we are going to see this one, and this is the one I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to trim. So before we do that, and the only reason I say that is I just want to make sure I don't what's the word, that there's room for them to move freely. So if I put this one here without trimming it, yeah, that's going to be a little tight. Probably okay, but just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to take a little bit off, maybe a 1/16. So that's all I took off, just a little bit. Yeah, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so this is going to go there, and I may need to trim that, but let me see. Yeah. I think it's all right. All right, so I just got to remind myself it's going to go upside down on here. Okay. So this one is going to go here. Right there. It's going to go there, and then it's going to flip down. So we want this facing this direction. When you've got this much text and directional stuff, you got to be careful. And you could put a ribbon closure or something if you don't want to use magnets. But I'm using the magnets. I think it's a little cleaner, just because if I put a ribbon, it would have to be inside the pocket and it could get in the way of things, but you certainly could still do it that way. Okay, so then this one is going to go here, like that. Before we put that one down, we need to put the matching magnet. So let's do that. Let's grab one of these. There. And tape. This one here. It's getting so long that I have to. There, and then this is going to go on here, and we're going to do the same thing with this one that we did with the other one, and that is add some elements to it. Okay, now I need to, I didn't cut this to size yet, so it needs to be 5 7/8 by 7 7/8, so let me just trim that. And I can put this one down. I have not picked out the rest of the elements yet. Of course, we know we're going to do February, but that's about it. Now we have to make sure that we are right side up. I think that's actually right side up for this paper. Yeah, there's text on it. Okay. Double check. Okay, so this is going to go this way. Looks good. Ooh, put it in a little high. Oh well, too late. Okay. I might end up adding a little something down there because I definitely put that too high. All right, so that's going to go on there. Cute. And we have February that we have to figure out where we're going to put on this page. We could put it under there. Last time we put it over here. We could put it on this side. We could attach it to one of these flaps. That might be cute. But remember, we're going to have something coming out of that pocket too. But that's cute. Okay, let me stop here for a second and pick out embellishments for this page. And I shall be back. All right, so I have gone through, move that out of the way, to see what I wanted to do here. I don't want to do too much just because I really like the way this looks and I don't want to take too much away from it. I was thinking maybe this little mushroom here, but I don't think it needs it. Let me put that back. I may not need much of anything on this one, but I was thinking for dimension, I have these adhesive I can't remember what they're called. Hang on. Oh, here they are. They're the adhesive chipboards. And we have this one here that is the same thing and the same size. And we could add it and it would give us just a little more height. But I just don't think it's necessary. So maybe not. But I do have some little butterflies and some other little things I've got over here. There's these are more subtle little mushrooms. We could maybe add those. These are from the just draw a blank, from the what's it called, the collectibles. And then this is also from the collectibles, this little butterfly. They're not in your face, but I think they add a little something, so I think that's what I will do. So let me just put those down. They're not going to add any dimension, but that's okay. We have 6 pages in this book, so we really can't add too much dimension or we won't be able to fit the pages in. All right, just add a little ink to that and to these. And these are reversible, so let me just double check if I want to put that in that direction. I think I do. It's a nice thing about the collectibles is they are reversible. Mostly. There's a few pages that aren't, but for the most part they're reversible. Let's put that there. And then let's do these little mushrooms. And we'll put the larger one in back. Okay, and then what I was thinking, I was dithering over where to put the February, because we are of course going to have stuff in the pocket. And what I'm thinking is maybe attach it to this flap here, like that, and then, you know, it'll show here, but that's fine. It's not, you know, nothing's blocked that shouldn't be. And you could actually write here if you wanted. So I think that is what I am going to do. And let me just double check that I've got it right. Yeah, don't want to put anything upside down or anything. Whoa. Just flip that. Did I ink it either? I don't think I did. And we have to ink this on both sides. Oh, I did ink it. Okay. Slide this over so I don't get any glue where I don't want it. Okay. I don't know if you can even see. Okay. Like that. Like that. That looks good. And then this is going to go here, and I am not going to add anything under it like we did on this side. Okay. Go. And you can measure if you want. I'm just eyeballing where I'm putting this, and I'm putting it slightly off center to the left, just because we are going to have things in that pocket. So eyeballing it. That looks pretty good. Like that. I'm not sure. I think I might have actually centered it rather than off center, but it'll be fine. There's plenty of room. Okay, and get the back of the tape off. This one. I like this purple color. I don't work with purple very often. And of course we're going to come back through and use that graphic 45 die to make the folders that are going in these pockets. There we go. First set done. All right, I think that is good for today. I will be back next time and we'll keep going. Whoops, I'm sorry. I usually try to take my jewelry off and I forgot. This is a design project for Scrap and Crate, and you can get all your supplies there. I will have a link down below for that, and a link down below for the cutting guide for this project. And I do have a discount code for this magnetic glass mat, actually for anything at Glassboard Studios. It's not a sponsored post or anything, but they've given me that discount code for you. So that's down below. And that is it. I will see you next time, and we will keep going. Bye-bye.